What's up, crypto people? If you're new here, I'm Kevin Crates, and we talk crypto here every day. If you're not new here, welcome back. Today we're looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum's price action and be focusing on the market crash today. The market is looking rough today, guys, so Bitcoin and Ethereum's price action is going to be our only focus. I really don't think it's important to talk about anything else. We could go down the list, talk about the opportunities. I definitely did dollar cost average into a few things today, but with the type of retrace we saw from Bitcoin today, it's definitely important to focus on that because things could drop lower. I mean, I don't think it's time to panic just yet. There's definitely the room for recovery over the next 24, 48 hours, but it's definitely something we got to focus on. So we're going to be looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum's price action and going over those charts. Let's start off with Bitcoin's daily chart, but I will be flipping back and forth between Bitcoin and Ethereum while talking about this. So I really don't feel there's any point in looking at them one by one or putting timestamps for Bitcoin and Ethereum separately on this, because I still do feel that Ethereum does have the potential to carry this market. And I feel this crash might have been worse if that wasn't the case with Ethereum. I mean, you can see here, Bitcoin is well below that conversion line and baseline right now on the daily, whereas Ethereum is pressed right up against it, trying to reclaim that bullish territory. If we look at the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, you can see Bitcoin crashed all the way down to even below the 600 EMA and is now pushed back up, whereas Ethereum, different story. Ethereum did not crash as hard, and Ethereum is still trying to hang on to that 50 smooth moving average, keeping on that uptrend, whereas Bitcoin is still well below it. So I still do feel Ethereum's price action is holding this market up. So let's jump over to the weekly charts for Bitcoin and Ethereum, because that is very important to keep an eye on as well. Now, the weekly chart for Bitcoin and Ethereum look similar but different. Now, Ethereum's obviously does look much stronger, much more bullish than Bitcoin's chart, whereas Bitcoin is still pretty close to that Kumo cloud. I mean, that is what worries us about Bitcoin, especially when it's pushing towards the Kumo cloud here, but it still hasn't approached it. But this can play out in a lot of different ways. I mean, we are seeing a bit of a cup and handle situation on both Bitcoin and Ethereum, whereas Ethereum still looks so much more bullish. But on the weekly chart, we may even see something play out like this, where and then it does push up from there. And that's the same story for Ethereum, where we may see Ethereum pull back a little bit here before continuing upwards. Now, that's definitely just one scenario that can happen, but you can see here that stochastic RSI on Ethereum and Bitcoin on the weekly is high, and it is curving downwards now, which is something to keep an eye on, but I don't think that's too important on the weekly just yet. Now, on the 1 day, there's another thing that I'm keeping an eye on as well, and that's the RSI. Because you can see here the RSI right around July 20th. Let's start off with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin around July 20th, finally, after trying to reclaim that uptrend. Because look at the RSI right here. So below 50, see those dots right there? That means that Bitcoin is in a downtrend on the daily. You can see here May 11th towards May 19th where that big crash was right there. RSI drops below the uptrend zone that it was trading well above throughout that entire bullish push, and then just gets trapped down there. Tries to reclaim here, gets rejected, tries to reclaim a couple more times, and then finally around July 20th, when the market started to pump, we see Bitcoin fly straight above there, and it has been downtrending just slightly, and now that Bitcoin is again below that 50 just slightly. Let's just zoom in here so you can see that RSI is now below that dotted line, and we definitely do want to see Bitcoin on the daily push back above, and we may see a bit of a relief bounce here, and that's another thing to keep an eye out for. After this aggressive of a move down, it is possible that we see a pump across the market over the next 24 hours, which we're already seeing a bit of signs on. You can see that green candle that is just opened up maybe half an hour ago is starting to push up in price. It is possible that we see Bitcoin push towards 48,000, but we want to see Bitcoin trade well above 48,000 with strength. There are a few other things on the chart. The Bollinger Band percentage definitely doesn't look great right now. It doesn't look terrible. Definitely nothing about this chart looks terrible just yet. It's not time to panic, but it is time to pay attention because this was a very aggressive move down in price, and I understand that liquidations were a big part of this, but don't forget that liquidations were a big part of this, and that jump started this whole move up in price. But I still do feel that Ethereum's price action could potentially carry this market, and Bitcoin is still in a zone where it could recover. I mean, these next few daily candles definitely matter. I want to see Bitcoin trading back above 48,000. It doesn't necessarily need to push back up to as high as it was around 52, 53,000, somewhere in that range. But for Bitcoin to be where it is right now is still concerning. We want to see Bitcoin trading above 48,000 in the next day or so. I mean, we should get a bit of a relief bounce here, hopefully. I mean, if Bitcoin drops even further after that move move over the last 24 hours, that would definitely be concerning as well. But for now, Bitcoin is hanging on to that support level, and things don't look terrible, but things don't look great. So we're going to pay very close attention to this over the next 24, 48 hours. But for now, we really do want to see Bitcoin trading back above 48,000 and be above that conversion line, potentially push more towards 49,000, but at the very least reclaim that 48,000 level. Now, Ethereum's chart is still looking potentially bullish. You can see here price action is already still trading around that conversion line and baseline, and Ethereum really only needs to get above 35.50 to get back into bullish territory, and it's already trading around 34.50. RSI still in uptrend zone. Stochastic RSI, bit of room to drop, but it can recover from here, and Bollinger Band percentage does not look too bad. Ethereum's 4-hour chart still looking stronger than Bitcoin as well. You can see here it didn't take as big of a hit as Bitcoin, and it's already pushed back towards that moving average, that pink line right there that we want to see it trading around. It's a little bit below, but it could still push back up. What we want to see is Ethereum back above 35.50. I mean, when Bitcoin dips, everything across the market will dip. Even Solana got pulled back a bit. Solana is still looking very bullish as well, but Ethereum is showing signs that it could possibly reclaim that 35.50, and if Ethereum starts to pump, it could carry Bitcoin. I mean, that is what we have seen over the last month, and that is the best case scenario in my opinion, because Bitcoin does look rough. I mean, that 4-hour chart on Bitcoin has taken a bit of a hit, dropping all the way down to the 600 EMA, and where it's trading at is still not great. It's still pretty far off where we want to see it. I mean, where we really want to see Bitcoin trading is closer to 49,000, at the very minimum 48,000, but Bitcoin is not looking too strong right now versus Ethereum still showing strength. Stochastic RSI is nice and low on Ethereum and Bitcoin, so there is potential for a pushback up in price from here. And again, after this aggressive of a move on Bitcoin, we generally should see some level of a relief pump. But what I would like to see is Ethereum trading back above 35.50, and at the very minimum, Bitcoin trading around 48,000. And I feel if Ethereum can get strength back above 35.50, possibly even 3,600, 3,700, Ethereum could potentially carry Bitcoin like it has over the last month. Like I said earlier, it's not time to panic, but it is time to pay attention, because by the time most of you are watching this, the market might already be pumping. I mean, after this aggressive of a move down in price, we generally should see some level of relief pump. But what we really want to see is Bitcoin trading back above these price targets that we talked about, 48,000 at minimum. 49,000 would be even better, but what we really don't want to see is Bitcoin struggling to get back up and all the altcoins flying. We want to see Bitcoin show strength, that this uptrend is still intact, because right now that 4-hour chart is really not looking good on Bitcoin. That 4-hour chart on Ethereum isn't looking terrible, but if Bitcoin does continue down, it's going to drag Ethereum down potentially. But I still do feel that Ethereum's price action is holding not only this market up, but Bitcoin as well. And if Ethereum can get back above 35.50, which is only about $100 away, and show strength above that, we might see Bitcoin follow in price action. So as far as price targets go, we want to see Bitcoin above 48,000 minimum, 49,000 even better, and we want to see Ethereum trading above 35.50. All right, crypto people, that's all I got to say today. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, drop a comment. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, and let's hope the market's pumping tomorrow. I'm out.